Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime Practice here at Pillai Center Practice on YouTube. And it's always a pleasure and an honor to be of service. Thank you, everyone, for jumping over into the 21 days of chanting to honor Lord Ganesha's birthday, which started on August 1st and finished up last night here in Eastern Daylight Savings Time on the 21st. And it was a powerful journey. So you're welcome to watch those recordings that will also be posted to the YouTube here in Pillai Center Practice. So my name is Sucharito. Welcome to everyone who is joining for the first time. And those of you who have been joining every week for years. We have been having such a great time coming together as a global community. It's a free service. Dr. Pillai wants us to come together, chant together, find out what's going on at Pillai Center and Ashraved so that we don't miss out. So most of us have jumped on this spiritual path with Dr. Pillai, and it is a rocket ship ride. There are so many things going on, and we tend to unpack it every week so that we find out what's happening in the week ahead and how to incorporate the power times or the energy behind time so that it empowers us to be in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So again, thank you so much for jumping over to the 21 days of chanting to honor Lord Ganesha during our regular weekly time slot here in Powertime Practice. So what's happening today? Well, Dr. Pillai has given us 8 initiations into very powerful Ganeshas. So those are still available for those people who want to join one at a time, as you can fit it into your budget, or you can also jump into the Pillai Center Academy and order the whole package, which might be better bang for buck, but it depends on how you want to roll out with Ganesha. We just want you to make sure that you don't miss these special initiations in 2020. They're very, very powerful Ganeshas. And Radha here from Pillai Center Practice has posted the links, or will post the links, or you might check below here this video for the links to join the Pillai Center Academy 8 initiations with Dr. Pillai. They are so amazing, and he's really gotten down to condensing everything so that we can incorporate it very easily into our everyday practice, because a lot of us are taking lots of different courses. We have full-time jobs. We have full-time family obligations and responsibilities. We've got a lot going on. Even though we're in lockdown, there is so much going on, so much more perhaps than we were when we were out and about and free to move the way we normally have been or regularly have been before COVID. So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty in the world, and Dr. Pillai wants to make sure that people keep up with their spiritual practice. So that's why we have a lot of free services for those people who are experiencing a turmoil in their life and their finances are impacted. However, if the divine decides it's your time to get initiated into Ganesha's teachings, then it is the time. It is the right time. So what we can do then is we can talk a little bit about what's happening, because Ganesha's birthday celebrations kind of go on for about, maybe a few days. And Dr. Pillai has shared last night during his live initiation, OMG, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. That's why I get into the initiation course, because wow, that's all I can say. And miracles happened less than 24 hours ago. That's when the initiation took place. And I had experienced tremendous shifts in relationships, in my financial outlook, in my work. Projects opened up for me. I was like, what? I'm so tired after all those chanting days and doing everything else, trying to keep up with everything else. And I didn't even think that anything was going to happen today. less than 24 hours after that initiation with Dr. Pillai, and I had an amazing day. I had reconnected with both of my sisters after 50 years of not ever coming together as a family. And that was pretty amazing. We're usually one-on-one, but we just all of a sudden, someone pocket dialed the WhatsApp chat group, and we got on and we had the most amazing conversation, the most amazing, joyous experience. And we just, as if nothing ever was different. So, and there was a lot going on all those years, 5 decades worth of pain and suffering and tragedy and all kinds of drama that we just couldn't shake free of. So that was my big miracle today. And then I also had a money miracle, and then outlook on new projects opening up at work. So hello. And then one more thing is that I was so exhausted, and I thought, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to get through this day, let alone this weekend? Because weekends are usually pretty action-packed at Pillai Center. And it's just one thing after another after another. So I was just wondering, like pinching myself throughout the day. Are you tired yet? Are you going to fall asleep yet? Are you going to? So I was telling myself that, or asking myself that. And Ganesha's energy and Dr. Pillai's empowerment last night and this day was lingering on. So, and it feels like it's never going to end, because it's opened up something inside of me and all of us who join the initiation, that we cannot have anything negative happen to us. And that's what Dr. Pillai said. Once I give you these initiations, you will not have a negative reality. The thoughts might come. They might be destructive, negative thoughts. The patterns are there. But Ganesha will just like, all right, that's what you're thinking, but I'm going to go do this for you. And then all of a sudden you'll be jumping out of that negativity. So that's where the miracle comes from, when we get initiated by a Satguru, Dr. Pillai. And Ganesha's energy is so, so powerful. And in this week ahead, we want to continue to dive into his energies. And Dr. Pillai has the last call for the installation of Golden Ganesha and Ganesha Anjaneya, or Anjaneya, as Dr. Pillai pronounces it. So the Golden Ganesha is Heramba, and Heramba Ganesha has 5 heads, and he has a lion. So he is like the king of wealth and health and happiness, and he's the ruler of it. So what happens in our lives is we want to come out of poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness. We want to be able to manifest a better reality, but we just sit in our thinking mind. And some people, including myself, have philosophized for many, many years. We went about and we did our mundane work, and then we thought, oh, I would like to do this someday. And years and years and years have gone by. And with Heramba Ganesha and also this Ganesha Anjaneya. Anjaneya is a name for Lord Hanuman, and Hanuman is a monkey being, and he does the impossible. He empowers us without words. He gets us on our spiritual path. He helps to keep us steady and strong. He raises our vibration so that we have the highest level or the highest expression of our self-esteem. So self-esteem is not something psychological. It is something that is our God self. So it's our birthright. It's our birthright, each and every human being's birthright, regardless of your education, your profession, or your job, or your career, or no job, or whatever it is that you're doing. Your soul needs to be expressing its highest manifestation, its divine self. And then collectively, we will come out of the harms and hurdles that we have gone through historically. And it is just brutal that we have to keep doing the same thing lifetime after lifetime. And in this lifetime, checking out what's going on in the world. And it's like, why? Why do we have to have war? Why do we have to have what we're having right now as an economic disaster? Why is this coronavirus scaring us to bits. And these are the big questions and the big concerns for anyone, regardless if you're on a spiritual path or not. And that, who's asking that question? The divine. So these beings are now all around us. They're inside of us. They're consciousness. So everything in life is consciousness. Everything that rules the universe is consciousness. So it's an energy, an intelligence that moves through us, and then it triggers something in our brain to think thoughts. Either they're going to be destructive thoughts, or they're going to be manifesting thoughts or constructive thoughts. So this is a great time for Ganesha. He is the king of the obstacle removing abilities. He's the lord of the ganas. These ganas are these beings who come and surround you, and they're like angels, and they will just clean up everything. So he's known across the cultures. He's worshipped across the cultures as many different forms. And now 2020 is the time. It's not only another year, it is the start of a new decade. So in the next decade, we don't want to wait to experience who this being is. He's the first and foremost who anyone prays to, regardless of what your tradition is, your religious tradition. Everyone honors some form of an archetype who removes the negativity, who removes the stubborn obstacles, the stubborn, ratcheting, yucky karma. And he just diffuses it away, or he smashes it, depending on your personality. And he just says, I'm going to make sure that it's a win-win situation. So yes, it sounds like he's beating the heck out of the karma, but he's also doing it in the most loving way, because even the divine beings, if they are off killing demons or whatever they do, it's a karma. So then they have to come back again. So karma is something that, and we need to balance, get in checks and balances. We need to be in the middle path, as the Buddha said. So the middle path is that which doesn't grab onto karma. Karma is part of the earth plane. It's part of lifetime of the soul, lifetime after lifetime. It's our mindset. It's the pattern of thinking. It's being stuck. It's scarcity consciousness. It's saying, hey, you want to have a gazillion dollars, or at least you want to have a house and a car and beautiful relationships, perfect health, lovely family interactions with everyone that you're communing with or conversing with. And you don't want to have any negative kickback. You just want things to go smoothly. So being a human being, it's not so easy, because you can be evolved. You can say, I'm in the middle path. I am steady. I am that eye in the storm of everything around me, except everyone around me is in that storm. So Ganesha will just go in and he will say, all right, now you need to calm down. He will just clean everything up for you. And you don't have to say a thing or do a thing to anyone. You just show up in your life. You show up at your job. That's part of your karma. You show up in your family life. That's part of your karma. You show up in your spiritual path. That's part of your karma. So we chose our karmas not to run away from it. We chose it to be empowered by it. But it's not so easy. So we call on Ganesha to do the impossible. And this Ganesha Anjaneya is the one who will do the impossible, because he's part Ganesha and he's part Hanuman. And they both together, that energy, that consciousness, that archetypal being inside of us gets awakened. And we raise the energy from the base of our spine and go up to the middle of our brain, which we're going to experience today. We're going to have a beautiful meditation. Dr. Pillai is going to guide us internally. Although he's not going to be here, he's going to be coming through, as he does every Powertime practice. I try to be out of the way as much as possible. And it seems to be okay. People are experiencing some really profound shifts in their consciousness, dropping old ways of being, seeing and taking responsibility for that which they have played a part in. They chose, they're saying, I chose this karma to learn something from it and I don't have to suffer anymore. I see it now. And that's what these divine beings will do. So God helps those who help themselves. So we all are doing our karmas because that's what we chose. And nobody wants to hear that. And we just want to run away from it. However, as the saying goes, wherever you run to, whether it's to a new relationship, whether it's away from your family and start a new family, or start new friends, run away from them, or you run away from your job and start a new job, or your business, start a new business, or you go to the other side of the planet. Wherever you go, there you are. There you are. And it's not just some cool saying. It is your beingness is attracting that same kind of karma in a different space-time continuum. So a different geographical location can even be a different time zone, or it can be a different culture, or it can be a different community of people. However, you will attract the same kinds of situations, just with a different outfit on. So we want to look at our lives and be more efficient with our time, with our speech, with the way we are interacting with others. And sometimes we slip up, if not all the time. And we say things that we just can't take those words back. And we get into trouble. And we're, oh, no. So once it's out, it can be lethal. You know, it can kill off a relationship, or it can at least harm it for some time. And so Ganesha and Anjaneya are these beings who will help us to be in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, doing, experiencing the right thing. Not about right or wrong. It's about you're right in alignment. You are so logged on that all there can be is miracle consciousness. That is the expression of your highest manifestation. So we're going to experience that today, where I'm going to guide everyone through, including myself, with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, a meditation process where we are going to experience Ganesha's energy, Anjaneya's energy, Lord Hanuman's energy inside of us. And then we're going to bring our attention to the third eye, and we are going to focus there and observe the consciousness that comes in, the thoughts that try to come in, whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts. It doesn't matter. Thoughts are material. As soon as we think a thought, there's already an energy that's pushing that thought for us to think it and grab it and then make a story out of it. Whether it's good or bad, it's also karmic. And we want this karma to be a divine karma, not just grabbing in, oh, that's a great idea, and then we just do the same thing over and over and over. We want it to be a miracle where, okay, the people in our lives, we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We don't have to get rid of them. We just have to experience the miracle consciousness that comes in way before our thoughts about that person who we've known forever. And we know exactly that they're going to say this, or we know exactly how we're going to say things or think things or feel things. And we've already set that up way before we even get to the conversation. And that's what ruins us. So Ganesha will go ahead, and we're going to send him ahead of time. And we will experience that upliftment, and that, especially with Haramba Ganapati. We've got the fire lab here, which is a mini fire lab. And Dr. Pillai has shared that everyone can do this practice at home. So I will guide everyone through a little demonstration of the mini fire lab as we are going through the meditation process, or right before it. And then as we're going through it, I will continue to feed the fire. Fire is consciousness. Fire is what gets us fired up. Fire is what our neurons do in our brain. They come together and they fire and they light up our brain. And we go, wow, I have a great idea. And that gets rid of that negativity, because the light will diffuse anything that is dark or dragging us down, and bringing those lower vibrations, those lower energies that say, oh God, I got to do this again, or oh, it's going to take me forever, or why, who, what, where, when, why. And we just keep staying in that loop. So we'll do the mini fire lab, as Dr. Pillai has shared on Pillai Center YouTube, which you're so welcome to go and check those fire labs out. He started it as we began the month of Adi. And the month of Adi is all about the Kundalini energy, bringing the goddess into us, bringing the goddess energy into our awareness from mid-July to mid-August. So we're just a little bit past mid-August, and we're in another very powerful month where we are going to we've already kicked it off with Ganesha's birthday, birthing his consciousness inside of us, gives us that ability to experience success. Because when there are no obstacles, we just go right to our goal. We manifest. We think, boom, we manifest. We take the steps and we do the thing. We walk right into it. So we're going to learn to send Ganesha ahead of time, fix all of it, or maybe not so much fix it, but just make it so that it is going to be a miracle. And we're just going to walk into every situation in our life and go, well, okay, Ganesha was here, obviously, because this is amazing. So, and then we don't want to do that, once in a while. We want it every single day. We want to feel energy. We want to feel empowered. We want to feel like we are the king sitting on the throne in our lives, or the queen on the throne in our lives. Even though we may not be a part of a royalty family, we may just feel like, okay, I have the highest self-esteem possible. I feel so good about everything that I'm doing. So it's not so much of, if it's right or wrong. It's just that you're feeling that life is full. You have energy. You can do everything that you need to do. And people are looking to you for advice, or they're looking to you for guidance. And you're just like, are you sure you want it from me? What? And then you just, you just have a conversation like as if you're not saying anything, but that is out of sorts. And everyone is very happy, very grateful. And you're grateful as well. That's what we want in life, is not so much having all the money in the world, because people who say they have all the money in the world, they have the same problems as every single human being does, which is they don't feel loved, or they feel like people are rejecting them. Or even if you have all the money in the world, you can't pay people off to be your friend, or you can't pay people off to give you better health and well-being. You're always concerned. So it's not that all people who have wealth are like that, or people who don't have wealth are like that. It's just that humans, no matter who you are, we're all going through the same kinds of problems, the same kinds of issues. And we don't want to really think about anyone too much, because we've already got enough karma of our own. So you want to focus on what's going on with your thoughts. We'll have an experience of that today. We'll give you a demonstration, or you'll have an experience of honoring Lord Ganesha in the various forms that Dr. Pillai has asked us and allowed us to do, given us permission to do. And then you can do it every day just by having a ghee lamp here, or you can have a candle, and you can use a little tea light as well. Or you can, if you don't have ghee, you don't have a candle, you've got some coconut oil, you can use that too. So I just wanted to bring in another lamp here, and this represents Lord Saturn. And Lord Saturn is the ruler. He's the planetary ruler, the being who rules Saturday. So it's Saturday here in Toronto, Canada. And this, you can see in here, there's black sesame seeds with sesame oil. So this is what Lord Saturn loves, and he is the one who gives us a lot of karma. And so everyone here who is joining, you have the grace and blessings of Lord Saturn. He sent you here to do something that will help you to come out of your karma, to diffuse it, and to get rid of a lot of it. So having this lamp also is a great thing to do as well. So I'll show that again later on for those people who missed it. And again, it is the blessings. Maybe I can pop it up here. Nope, it's not going to show. We'll put it here. So this goddess here behind me is the goddess Draupadi. And she is the one who Dr. Pillai has asked us to also be praying to. And it happens to be her one of the days that she's really active on the 5th moon. And she is the goddess of beauty. She's the goddess of everything that's auspicious. She's the goddess of beauty within you, the beauty of the soul, the beauty of the body, the beauty of the mind, the beauty of life. You know, life is so short when we think of it, when we look back and we think, oh my God, where did the time go? All the kids are grown up and they're having kids. And what is going on? It's going by too fast. So we want to appreciate and be so grateful to be alive and to be at this point in time where we're with a Sadguru, we're with a guru, a spiritual master who will reveal to us the truth of who we are. And to not just reveal it, we're going to experience it every step of the way. So the goddess Vyasa Draupadi wants to give you all the comforts in life, wants to give you everything that is auspicious, beautiful, and then you're going to feel your chakras rocking when we invoke her into the fire lab as well and in the meditation. So without further ado, let's get into it now with the meditation that is going to be enlivening the chakras, and also as these psycho-spiritual centers get enlivened inside of us, we will feel them. They're stacked up on top of one another in our backbone, in the subtle body. So we have a physical body, we have an emotional body, an intellectual body, a mental body. We have energy bodies, astral bodies to take us into realms like we don't even know where we're going. But we go. Where does our consciousness go when we are asleep? Our brain is still active. We're not dead. But we don't remember, or sometimes we do remember, but the dreams are kind of bizarre, or they're really cool or whatever. And then we come back and we go, was that real or was that? So when we are experiencing our meditations, we may feel like, whoa, where did I go? Allow that to happen. What we're doing is we're shifting from this dimension, this third dimensional state of being that we call the earth plane and experience in a physical way. We are going to shift our consciousness. We're going to explode the light from these chakras in all directions. So it's going to shoot out in all directions. And then it's going to go beyond what we can think. We need to go beyond this three-dimensional state of being, which is a thinking state of being. Thinking, remember, thoughts are karmic. So this is a karmic state of being. They materialize. So we want to get away from all that. And we want to bring in divine energy that will heal the body, heal the mind, heal the soul, and then also create this high self-esteem and this ability to go after our goals. There are planets that are really supporting us right now. We've got Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Sagittarius, Mars is in Aries, and one more. The Sun is in Leo. And though they are in their own signs, they're in their own houses, they are comfortable at home. So they have full rule of how they are expressing themselves. And they represent what your purpose is in life, your health and your well-being, your ability to be that highest state of being in your life, your ability to give advice and people will listen to you. They will receive it, especially your kids or your spouses or your colleagues, your bosses. Oh my God, I can't believe that I've been banging my head against the wall for all these years. And projects have been like, it's like constipation. They're just trying to get going, but they just can't. And it's just like opened up. And it's a big yes. So that's what will happen is these planets will support what our true purpose is and give us that energy so that we have a good karma. Saturn's, again, he's the deliverer of karma. Jupiter in Sagittarius. wants us to be high-minded, be experiencing wisdom, being experiencing all these divine beings, this consciousness that is always here. But we need to unlock the secrets inside of us. And these archetypes, Ganesha, Anjaneya Ganesha, the Ganesha Anjaneya, the Hanuman Ganesha, the planets supporting us. The sun represents our soul. So the sun right now is really happy in its sign, and it's saying, hey, come on, let's get fired up. Let's do what we need to do for your highest and best, and for the highest and good of all. That's truly what we want to experience. And then at a global level, if we're all connecting energetically, holding our hands virtually, we're all focusing on creating peace, prosperity, enlightenment for all, then that's how we capture the heart of the divine. We bring that consciousness in like a network of people, like a net. We're catching the divine and we're grabbing it and bringing it into us. We're attuning ourselves to it, or we're aligning with that energy, that consciousness. So I think I said without further ado, and then there was further. So what we're going to do is get into it now. So we'll start by invoking Dr. Pillai into the fire, mini fire lab or mini fire ritual. And again, for those people who are joining just now, this, let me just show you here. This is, yeah, you should be able to see it. There we go. So inside is ghee. This is clarified butter. The divine loves this. It laps it up. It's gold. And this is a little statue of Lord Ganesha because his birthday is still happening, or the celebrations are happening. This is Durva grass, D-U-R-V-A, or D-H-U-R-V-A, Durva grass. It's also called Bermuda grass, and Ganesha loves it. So those are a couple of things that you can do to connect with Ganesha. He also loves turmeric. So here's a piece of turmeric root, or if you have powder, turmeric powder, you can just simply offer it there as well. And some flowers. And then you can give them something to eat and put some water there. We'll put a little bit of water. There we go. And then we can get going with the invocation. Dr. Pillai is behind me, above me, and he will be guiding us through this process. So you can keep your eyes open while we begin to invoke Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings. So focus your attention internally at the base of your spine. Imagine a light shooting up your backbone. And it's going to be piercing all the chakras on the way up the spine in the subtle body. And this light is so intense, and it is so powerful, and it represents a ray of light, like the sunlight. Our sun in our universe is, or our galaxy is, what makes life to happen here on the earth plane and also inside of us. So we are solar beings, and we have a soul. So the soul, it gets lit up with the sun's intelligence. So the sun, the soul, aligned. So this ray of light shoots up the backbone, pierces the chakras, goes through the top of the head into the space, way up. And then we imagine it like a searchlight seeking out divine support from the beings who will come and support us today and help us out in our lives as we move forward. So it's like an SOS, sending out a message, or a divine Wi-Fi connection. When you have a good Wi-Fi connection, things are rocking. So thin tube of light shoots up the spine, pierces the chakras. As it's piercing the chakras are radiating out like pebbles in a pond. So the rippling out, the expansion is what we want to experience. Going beyond, 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 beyond this dimension. We're going to shift dimensions. Then 2 beams of light enter your eyes. They pierce your eyeballs and burn the karma, the stubborn karma that you see every day. And we want to see some other karma that is more fulfilling, more rewarding. So burn it away with the lights in the eyes. Then 2 beams of light enter your ears, piercing the eardrums. The light enters the brain, lights it up. All the neurons begin to fire with this light. 2 beams of light shoot up either nostril, and where the 2 beams of light meet, in the spot between the 2 eyebrows on the forehead, it activates the 3rd eye. So keep imagining these 2 beams of light shooting up the nostrils, meeting at the 3rd eye, and exploding the 3rd eye with light. Then another beam of light enters the mouth. The tip of the tongue lights up, the tongue in the middle of the tongue, and then even in the back of the tongue at the throat is lit up. The whole tongue is lit up. The whole mouth is lit up. And we feel this expansion in the mouth, as if there's some energy taking over our speech, or what we take in, or what we say, what we put out. And then finally, a ray of light comes back down from the heavens and pierces the top of the skull and drills into the brain, empowers the whole process. So the eyes, the ears, the nostrils, the mouth, the tongue, the back of the throat are lit up. The brain is lit up. The top of the skull receives an intense ray of light that steadies us, lights up our head, lights up our brain, lights up our body. We'll invoke Dr. Pillai now. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. When we say Swaha, we offer the ghee. Can be just in a couple of drops of ghee. And Swaha will awaken the fire in us. It will fire us up. So experience that connection with Dr. Pillai. Maybe your brain will begin to feel like it's setting on fire. Om Aim Reem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Om Aim Reem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai to give you the intelligence of omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. Om. Give you the intelligence of Saraswati, the goddess of creativity, arts, music, dance, learning, writing, speech, with the sound Aim. Hreem, H-R-E-E-M, is the sound that will bring the goddess and also Lord Hanuman, the highest self-esteem. Sarvalokaya is everywhere you are there, Lord Shiva, coming in the form of Satguru, the teacher of consciousness, prosperity, enlightenment. Aditya is the name for the sun. So the sun will wake up inside of us, inside of our soul. Shiva Sadguru, the Guru of ultimate truth, or the ultimate Guru of truth, the teacher of wisdom. Bhabaya Swaha means that remove the sins. Baba removes Papa. Papa is sin. So we remove the sins of the father, Papa. And we get into Ba, which is like light. Give us light. And then Swaha is come right away, right now, into the fire. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. So we'll make a prayer to Dr. Pillai to enliven our chakras, to enliven our body, mind, and soul, to receive the blessings of this meditation process and everything we're doing here today. We'll invoke Ganesha. Imagine yourself merging with an elephant head. You've got the trunk, the big ears, the tusks, the pot belly. Feel the joy of Ganesha. He's at the root chakra, or the Muladhara in Sanskrit. Also in the navel, in the heart, the throat, the third eye, in the middle of the brain, the thalamus, the von economo neurons in the anterior cingulate cortex. He'll show you where he is. Om Gam Ganapataye Swaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Swaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Swaha. We'll call on Hiramba Ganapati, who is this 5-headed elephant who rides a lion. Om Hiramba Ganapataye Swaha. Om Hiramba Ganapataye Swaha. Om Hiramba Ganapataye Swaha. And we'll call on Ganesha Anjaneya and ask for the highest self-esteem and to do the impossible. Om Ganesha Anjaneyaya Swaha. Om Ganesha Anjaneyaya Swaha. Om Ganesha Anjaneyaya Swaha. And we'll call on Vyasa Draupadi to bless us, move the Kundalini energy so we feel our chakras expanding and radiating out, shifting dimensions, bringing in healing energy, beauty, auspiciousness. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Ati Sundari Rajakamalambekaye Swaha. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Ati Sundari Rajakamalambekaye Swaha. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Ati Sundari Rajakamalambekaye Swaha. Vyasa Draupadi is the goddess that Vyasa, the sage, the greatest guru, brought here to the earth plane and is bringing her back again, only in an incredible form to help everyone on the earth plane, including us. So Vyasa Draupadi, Mangalambika means all auspiciousness, everything that's auspicious in our life. We will not have any negativity happening. If it's happening, we will find a way to turn it around and only focus on what is auspicious, what is very positive for us and for all, win-win for all. Ati Sundari means that you have the beauty of the soul, the beauty of the body, the beauty of the mind coming through. And you feel the beauty of everything, of life. You feel alive and you feel the vibration of life in all. And then Rajakamalambikaye means that highest royalty consciousness, the highest self-esteem. Kamalambikaye means the Kamalas are the chakras. So we want the chakras to be enlivened and open up, bloom like lotuses and remain open, not withered. We want them to be alive and beautiful and stacked up on top of one another and receive all the blessings of the divine. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Ati Sundari Rajakamalambekaye Swaha. So make a prayer to these divine beings to enliven your body, your mind, your soul, as we now go into our third eye. Focus your attention on the spot between your two eyebrows. Your eyes are closed. You're shutting the world out. You're going inside. Move into the third eye, the spot between the two eyebrows. Activate the pituitary. Then move up about an inch on the forehead. Feel that spot. And then go backwards and upwards inside of your brain, and you'll hit the pineal gland. So the pituitary, the pineal, are part of the third eye complex. It's the dancing stage for the divine. Now chant Om inside your third eye. Slowly, steady, focused. Middle of your brain, third eye. Imagine Dr. Pillai in your third eye. Your eyes are filled with light, your ears are filled with light, your nostrils are filled with light, your mouth, your tongue filled with light, the back of your throat, light. Brain lights up, a beam of light pierces the top of the skull. Dr. Pillai is in the middle of your brain. Chanting with you the sound Third eye. Now, pay attention, observe your thoughts. Keep your focus on your third eye. The thoughts cannot come into your third eye. They stay outside. Dr. Pillai is in your third eye. He's chanting Om with you in your third eye. Observe your thoughts. Keep them away from your third eye. Now be still. Mentally or silently chant the sound Om with Dr. Pillai in the middle of your brain, your third eye. Do it 3 times and pause. And again, out loud. Now, Ganesha appears in your third eye in a form, in any form he wants to show or reveal himself to you. It can be a light, a transparent, translucent image in the third eye. Gum. See, feel, experience Ganesha in your third eye. Gum. Gum. Feel Ganesha. Internalize Om Gum in the third eye. Allow the brain to light up, to tingle. Allow the body to light up with the energy and the intelligence, the super consciousness, miracle consciousness of this divine being who only wants to bless you during his birthday celebration. Ask for whatever it is that you want. Pray. Put it in your third eye. And just let go. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly, slowly come back to yourself. Take as long as you like. Communing with Ganesha, communing with Dr. Pillai, the goddess. As you're coming back, make a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Pillai, Lord Ganesha, the goddess, Anjaneya, Ganesha, Haramba Ganesha. pray for the people here, thanking everyone for contributing to the collective consciousness, and then also we'll make a prayer for those who are really struggling during COVID, especially. Pray for food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water, the highest education, the divine education, so that everyone has the love and support that they need through the grace and blessings of the divine. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So you're welcome to come back. And thank you so much for participating in today's satsang here in Powertime Practice. And God bless you to experience all the blessings coming from Dr. Pillai, Lord Ganesha, especially in these coming days where his energy is really, really strong. So keep chanting Om Gam, and then offer the ghee, which is clarified butter, to a tea light or a ghee lamp, and honor Lord Ganesha. Even if you don't have a picture or a statue or an image, you can just be saying the mantra Om Gam Swaha. That's it a few times. Call on Dr. Pillai as well. And then if you want to, the goddess Vyasa Draupadi, and that you can rewatch this recording once it's ready to roll. Or you can go on to the fire labs that were that Dr. Pillai had given out, the full-on fire labs, and then also the mini fire labs, and then many of the Pillai Center teachers, including myself, we took the opportunity to go and host one of the mini fire labs as well. So you can check out those videos. They're only like 15 minutes, but it takes you through the different steps. And it's super easy. And every teacher showed a different version of how you can invoke these divine beings. So whatever resonates with you, then try it out. And there are no hard and fast rules with Dr. Pillai. Just do it. So thanks for joining those of you who need to go. And then those of you who are going to stay, I'm going to just check out the chat and see what's going on over there. What's the chant to call Dr. Pillai? It's his Mula Mantra, which is, maybe we'll give that out, or perhaps Radha, if you're on Pillai Center, if you're on here on the chat, if you could put his Mula Mantra, Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Dityaya Shiva Sat Guru Baba Yaswaha. That'd be great. Otherwise, we'll send it in the email. It's a weekly email or newsletter that will share everything that we've talked about here. And so that you have it all there, and it's a review, and there will be links to the services or courses offered through Pillai Center Academy, Ashravet, so that you can have the links all in one email instead of like going through all the different emails. It's all there. And then you can find out about what's going to be happening in the week ahead, which is, for us, to keep it simple, just keep calling on Ganesha. We really need him in our lives to remove the obstacles, especially during COVID, because it's uncertain times. So we want miracles. We want to experience success no matter what. What can we do in order to benefit from these 4 planets? Magic is asking. So you can go on, read about the 4 planets, and then the astrologers who have written the articles will share about how you can propitiate these different planetary beings. If you decide to go and have an astrology consultation, Vedic astrology consultation, not Western, it's Vedic astrology, and you can do that through Ashtravet, and maybe Radha, if you're here, you can pop on that link to sign up for a Vedic astrology consultation. And then you can ask, hey, these planets, how are they going to impact my life in the coming year? So, or at least in the coming month, because the sun is moving through Leo. So, but the Jupiter is going to be transiting for 12 months. Then Saturn is in its own sign. It's doing this back and forth movement. It's been moving since a few months, I guess. I don't remember exactly the date, but it's going to take 2.5 years to roll out some heavy duty karma. So we want to pay attention to these big planets. And then also Rahu, Ketu are transiting in those. That's added to the mix, but we'll give you a heads up on what that is all about in the coming weeks. Sue is saying here, so happy I joined here. Awesome, Sue. I think you were over in 21 days of chanting, Ganesha. Welcome. Melanie is saying, that was a powerful meditation. Thank you, Sutrito. That's Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings. So these, it may seem like, oh, what is this little putting some ghee into a lamp? What is that going to do? That's, you can say that, but again, it's a divine, it's a spiritual technology. It's a spiritual tool that Dr. Pillai says, just go do this thing. Just like we say, go smash a coconut for Ganesha, which reminds me, everybody, you please try to get a coconut, if not a lemon or a lime. You can use a lemon or a lime. And then you just offer the lemon or lime or the coconut to Ganesha. And then you put all your problems into it, all your issues, whether it's finances, health, relationship. And you say, hey, it's your birthday. This is what you want for your birthday. And Ganesha actually is that item. It's that surrogate technology. So he says, hey, I'm the king of the obstacles. If you give me this coconut, you're actually giving me to me. You're giving me something to do. So these divine beings are also trying to evolve. So they have to help the humans. They have to help us in order for them to evolve. So on their birthdays, they say, I want to birth my consciousness into you, but there's a lot of junk in the way. So just put all that junk, garbage, crappy stuff into the coconut and do it with your heart and soul and go out and smash that. Whoa, I did it last night in the middle of the night in the front of my house, and it cracked like, I don't know, a gun going off. Nobody woke up. Nobody said a thing. And I just left it out there, and the animals came and got it, ate it up. It was gone. Just the shell was there in the morning, but it was so empowering for me. I released so much. I felt like tears of joy. I felt like as if the weight of the world was off my shoulders. And I'm like, how does this happen? And when we do things like that at the right time, then you know something has smashed some stuck, stubborn karmas. And as I was saying today, I had miracle after miracle. I'm so tired. I've had 2 hours sleep. But in my mind, I'm tired. But in my body and in my being, there's so much energy. I'm like, pinch me. Who is this? So that's what will happen. Things will just shift in your life. And you'll be just like, whoa, is this for real? Is this really happening to me? Which is awesome. And it is the time. So Dr. Pillai said he's been calling on Ganesha. And I've been studying with Dr. Pillai for a quarter of a century, 25 years. And he has been praying to Ganesha. He's been bringing Ganesha every now and then. But now Ganesha really, really wants to come in full on because he is governing Om, omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. He's governing that alignment of the Kundalini energy. So it's not going to go all over the place and give people weird experiences, because that's what happens when you don't have a spiritual master, a Sadguru, a spiritual teacher. You can go a little crazy with the Kundalini energy. So he knows at the level of the soul how to keep guiding that. So Ganesha is guiding that energy to go up and like a divine Wi-Fi connection. So you're solid, you're steady, you're staying in the middle. Like the Buddha said, just knock those thoughts out of the way that keep dragging you into those karmic situations where it's just so tough to come out of. And it's hard, you know, you're just trying and trying. So Ganesha just says, okay, enough of that. We've got to evolve. We got to do it now. So what do you do with the ghee poured over the lamp when the ritual is done? Well, the ghee, it just keeps burning in my house. But in your case, you can just, it will just burn right down. I love the lamp. Where can I get it? You can, you know, maybe go online, Amazon, or maybe some people here who have ordered online, you can do that. This is a couple of decades old, I think, maybe 10, 20 years. But it is something that I got at an Indian puja store here in Toronto, Canada. Pillai Center Practice, Radha has posted the Astroved astrology consultation, the live astrology consultation. So go to the astrologer and ask about how you can align with these planets and what they can do for you in your life. And they will show you, hey, this is the area of your focus right now. And then you know you have this path that's laid out. You don't have to guess and wonder why you're trying to start a business and maybe it's not the right time to start it, or you want to get a new job and there's so many obstacles. Then the astrologer will say, well, okay, this is a problem with this planet. Did this happen to you before? And you'll go, oh my God, how did you know? When the planets speak to the astrologers, they don't just make stuff up. They are communing with these planetary beings. It's a consciousness that wakes up inside of them and says, tell this person, this is what it is. Where can you get, okay, can you get the same lamp? Is it on sale at Pillai Center Astroved? You know what? I don't know, but you could reach out to them. Maybe they'll put it on sale. Yeah, it's my little genie lamp. I like it. My Aladdin lamp, right? It looks like an Aladdin lamp. I'd like to own my own home. Which Ganesha should I call on? Well, Magic, I'm not sure if you're in the initiation course, but we can talk about that because we don't want to share too much about that because those teachings are for the people who enroll in that course. Although in the coming weeks, starting next Sunday, I will be hosting a 3 weekly follow-up calls with that group, with everybody who is initiated in that program, so that we can go over exactly who it is and then how to integrate the Ganeshas in our everyday life. So for now, go and read about those Ganeshas, and then you decide which one you want to call on. Hiramba, I bought this module. Hiramba. Oh, you bought the Hiramba. Then pray to that one. Definitely. Where can I get a picture of the goddess Draupadi? Your picture of her caught my attention as soon as I came on this site. So the goddess Draupadi, you can get a picture either on Facebook, people are sharing them there, or on Pillai Center. I just got this from Pillai Center. I think I just copied it and then download it and cut it out. Printed it off and cut it out. Printed it off. Okay, are there any other questions, shared experiences? Amelia is saying, oh my God, Sutrita, I had business and financial miracles as well yesterday, immediately after the fire lab. There you go. That's how fast. And it's not something you can believe or even have faith in. But can you imagine if we did believe and have faith, full 100% faith, everything would happen. So that's the human mind. And the studies show that the first thing that people do, knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, it's a no. Geez, why do we do that? It's just, that's what we do. That's how we roll here on the earth plane. So when we commune with these divine beings, they will just take that no out of us and put the yes there, even if we're going And go, yes, you must have a miracle. So that's awesome. Amazing miracle. Great. Yeah, and it is amazing for, especially for, I'm always like in awe, because I think, okay, well, I'll accept that life is the way it is. I'll just stay on my spiritual path. I don't know if I'm going to believe it or not, or have faith and utter positivity. That's a tough one to do 24/7, but I'll do my best. And then all of a sudden, Dr. Pillai introduces or initiates us into really powerful archetypes when it is the most potent time to do it. It's like the return on our investment, all of our time, our energy, our resources on this spiritual path, it just does it. So it's like it matured, and there it is. You get it. You don't think, oh, how much is it, or what's going to happen? You just go, oh, thank you so much for that paycheck. So that's what happens. And it's not just in, financial gains. It is in gains. Like, again, it's this intelligence gets inside of us that just will make us to experience success in every moment. And success is measured or perceived by the individual. So someone else's success is not the same as mine or anyone else's. It's unique to each and every one of us. And then we know that we're evolving. We know that this is no kidding. It's not just a fun thing to do, or I wonder if it's all going to work out. It is. And this is the time. So this is the time for, we're not going to blink and miss it. In this lifetime, we are going to get it. And regardless of what your tradition that you were raised in, or your religious beliefs, or your spiritual beliefs, for some reason, your soul is here. And it's a head scratcher sometimes, like, why am I here? What's going on? Okay, I'll keep doing it. And then all of a sudden, things click, 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 click. So showing up is what we need to do. Do what we can to bring in the archetypes of this period of time that will help us the most. So if you're in different or enrolled in different courses and you're like, oh, I'm so confused, just focus on Ganesha in the coming week. And then he will show you when to participate or practice your other courses that you're doing, or get caught up in your everyday mundane practical life with the kids, the husband, the wife, or significant other, all the responsibilities, the family responsibilities, work responsibilities. Ganesha will just like find a way, shortcuts everywhere, and you'll just be like, wow, I couldn't even plan it that well. Everything happens so easily. So call on Ganesha. And if you can, as Radha has posted here, the link to the Living Ganesha, the 8 modules are listed also separately. So you can just pray, okay, what is the one that resonates with me for my situation as it is right now? And that could be the opener for you to experience a miracle in that aspect of your life. And then perhaps you want to go, hey, what are the rest of them can do for me? So, and then that link was shared for this. I love this image here. This is from Ashravan, but look at that image of the Ganesha there. Oh my goodness, it's so awesome. So the Hiramba is the 5, the golden one above with the 5 heads. And then the Ganesha Anjaneya, he looks half Hanuman on the green, his green on the side there. And then the Ganesha. So just that image is so empowering, looking at it. And then reading about it. So just read about it. People who say, oh, I can't afford it. Then just read about it. Knowledge is power. Knowledge will empower you. And this kind of knowledge will go beyond your mind and give you some intellectual understanding, something to munch on. But you'll just be like, whoa, something just entered into me. And God only knows what you can do. So Dr. Pillai says, I'm going to dedicate this current Ganesha's birthday to this particular form of Ganesha called Hiramba Ganesha, the golden Ganesha. He has 5 elephant heads. I'm invoking him to come and bless everyone with gold. Gold is real money. Visualize a golden Ganesha full of light. And then there are golden flowers, flowers of gold circling around him and decorating him. You see what I mean about reading this? That's a whole meditation. You didn't even have to do anything yet. So just read about it. And he says, just pray to Hiramba Ganesha and you'll find a way to bring money. Hello. He will find a way to do it. Just like he did for me today. What? Okay. So he'll find a way to bring money to you, resources to you, people to help you. Visualize him with 5 heads. He's just filling the entire space. Do you see what I mean? He's giving us a meditation. He's giving us the secrets to align with this Ganesha. And make a prayer to Ganesha to send us miraculously through his power, resources, financial resources, and other resources instantaneously, because he's also the God beyond time and space. So we don't have to go far. He's inside of us. He's inside of us, that consciousness. All we need to do is that simple visualization. So go on that site and read about it. And then Dr. Pillai says, Ganesha Anjaneya revealed by Agastya. So who is Agastya? Well, I have an image of him right here. And he's saying, hey, show everybody who I am. So this is, he's the Siddha of all Siddhas. So he's the head Siddha. He's the head honcho. He's Lord Shiva himself. And he's decorated here in the Rudraksha beads. It's and then the Shiva Lingam. It's a bracelet that I put on him. He likes wearing it. And then also he likes wearing the coral, the red coral for Mruga. He loves Mruga. And then also these special seeds here. So this, he's pretty heavy in my hands. So this is Agastya. And he will speak to Dr. Pillai. He's the head of the Tamil Siddha tradition that Dr. Pillai hails from. So you can get a light body, which means no pain, no suffering. And he was a great scientist, a great doctor of the time. And he's back here on the earth plane through Dr. Pillai. Dr. Pillai has had many lifetimes with Agastya. So he said in his scriptures, in the Nadi scriptures, that this Ganesha Anjaneya has to be coming into the earth plane now. So I'm also thankful to you as much as you are thankful to me that I have been able to bring another Ganesha during this Ganesha Chaturthi. It was a revelation that took place a long time ago, as I mentioned. But this has become very real to me, meaning Dr. Pillai, that I'm going to bring Ganesha Anjaneya, which means Hanuman and Ganesha are one and the same. And this was revealed by Agastya. And in one of his scriptures, I read it a long time ago and I knew that. And today it became so real. So again, everything happens in divine time. So it's not like we've been waiting or wasting time. We have been preparing ourselves as a global community of spiritual seekers. So the energy, the intelligence is so much more potent and prepared to receive these divine beings. Otherwise, they'll burn us like the burning bush and blind us. So we don't want to be burned up and blinded like barbecue. We want to be ready to receive this intelligence. So Dr. Pillai says, today it became so real, I decided immediately that I have to bring him to this earth plane to bless people so that they have the power of Ganesha and the power of Hanuman. I just want to name him. I want to name him as Ganesha Anjaneya. So what can Ganesha Anjaneya do? This Ganesha Anjaneya, together, Ganesha and Anjaneya will give you unlimited power. Clear your human mind. So people who have doubt, anxiety, so much anxiety, so much confusion, it's going to wipe it out. And then clear your human mind, put a tremendous amount of intelligence into you, so that you are no longer limited by what you see, what you hear, what you take in through the smelling or take in through the mouth, or what you're saying to people, or what they're saying to you, what you absorb into your being, you don't have to be subjected to that. So this higher wisdom will go beyond the rationality, thinking, okay, well, it's just going to be this way, and well, my karma is this. And no, he's going to bring in that higher wisdom, signifying omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. Again, that's your birthright. So he's going to show you what it is. And then make a prayer to Ganesha to give you the soul's intelligence and get out of restricted human intelligence. Oh my God, I'm empowered reading those little paragraphs. So hopefully that has inspired you, meaning the spirit is moving through you. Just go and please read it, and read it carefully, and go through the process that he just gave us. It's meditation. And then there's the 45 days of grand ceremonies, lots of them there. So many beautiful things that are happening. And look at these priests. They're so divine. They're just amazing. And so then when you get all this done on your behalf, it's like it's food for your soul, not like food for your soul. It is food for your soul. So things will go on behind the scenes so that you'll just be in life and everything is rolling out beautifully. So if you can participate in that, please do whatever you can. At least read it. That's going to really empower you, and you just never know what will happen. Oh, Marius, you're here. I've been a Buddhist since 1997, now meditating 2 and 3 hours a day because of lockdown. Ganapati is revered by many Buddhists. Yes, you've been sharing a lot about that. That's awesome. Sharika is saying, oh, darn, I'm so late. You're never late. You're right on time. So you can watch the recording. It's fine. Durva grass is also called Bermuda grass. Yes, Amelia. Okay. So it looks like I have responded to everything that's on the chat, I think. If I didn't, then please take a moment and copy and paste it again. Ivan is saying here, my Instagram kind of blew up with, I started saying Om Gum, and I don't know how it was done. Your Instagram blew up, I wonder. Because I don't know how he does it. He just does it. All I need to do is chant his name. But other than that, I don't know how he has created so many miracles in my life. And this is the whole thing, is that we want to get out of our mind that is limited, and this 3-dimensional state of being, which is cause and effect. If I do this, then this will happen. Okay, I'll have to wait for some time because it's a time-space continuum thing. Like there are 24 hours in a day, so I got to wait till a day is over, and then the next day, and then the week. So we're bound by it. That's just what it is. But these guys, they're beyond it. They don't have that issue. So they just go do the thing. Time? What? No, I'll just do it now. So that's beautiful, Ivan. I love you guys. You're all chatting with one another. It's great. And that's what we want to do here, is to create a space for people to come and meet one another. Maybe you met in chanting sessions or different courses, and then those courses are very specific to that topic of the, the 21 days of chanting. We're just specific to that being, although some other questions snuck in there, it's okay. A Powertime practice is always about being empowered, and then everybody coming together and sharing about what's going on. And so lockdown is no big deal. We're communing, we're hanging out with people, we're being inspired. We are rising above all that stuff that's going on in the media or in conversations, and we'll start to shift our consciousness, and then that spills over into the conversations that we have with other people, and all of a sudden there's like a whole other ball game going on. So I'm so happy that you were able to hang out and be a part of each other's lives and become friends. Yeah, at the soul level, we're just like, hey, we're just sisters from another mister or brothers from another mother, you know. So we're at the level of the soul. We are we're being drawn to one another, to inspire one another, to share that experience and then be lit up about it. And we can't always do that in our lives, in our everyday life, because people are like, maybe, okay, what are you up to now? Well, that's my silly sister. Nobody says that anymore to me, which they did for many, many years. They're very concerned, my family was, about me. They still may be, but they're not too worried about anything that I'm doing, which they don't really even know anyways. They say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So you're just doing the same thing, but the enlightenment is a process. You're just letting go of everything that got in the way. And maybe even our spiritual path got in the way, separating us from our loved ones. You know, so all these kinds of things go on, and then that hurts, or the distance and the years go by. But then, like what's happened with me and so many other people, is like as if it's always been fabulous, even if years have gone by. So that's how we know that the divine goes beyond time and space and memories and all the pain and all the suffering. They just take us out of that. Just pull us out in an instant, and we don't even know we're being pulled out. We're just present to what is now, and is all beautiful. Jacqueline, definitely plenty of wood, chopping wood and carrying wood. And it is. We chose this karma. Again, I'm going to repeat that, because a lot of us want to run away, but wherever we go, there we are. We know that. So all this knowing, all this knowledge is just not chopping it up and helping us to experience some other divine guidance coming in, divine karma. So we can't get rid of it. In fact, people like Dr. Pillai or divine beings on the planet, including yourselves, as you're evolving spiritually, you'll go through some pretty rough times. And you're like, hey, supposed to get better? Easier? No, because when you're evolving, the divine wants to see how much you can handle. And then you become a torchbearer, you become that boat that everybody jumps on. And then you take them to the other side of this world that we live in. So you take them out of their suffering, not that you're doing it. It's just that you're there. You become that surrogate for the energy to be absorbed. And then you're not really even sure how it's happening, because you're just part of the light, the path of light bearers, where you just go, okay, here's a big mess. So let's throw some light on it, throw some super intelligence. But there's also a karmic exchange that goes on. And as one guru shared that I was reading about, he said, hey, listen, what else are you going to do here on the earth plane? Everybody has problems. So just go ahead and do it. And that's part of, our evolution, learning about the pain and suffering of others and being able to handle the burden. Not that you are what do they call that? Like, a victim of this situation, or a masochist, or a sadist, or something like that. It's not like that at all. The divine has decided, hey, you can handle this. It never gives you anything that you can't handle, although you might think, I can't handle this. You will just be so lit up that, whoa, I got through that. And now what? We're always looking to how to grow more and more. So Jacqueline is saying here, it took 10 years to get my name, Shreem, now finally grow into the name. That's what it is. We keep moving, and congratulations, by the way. So that's what we want to do, is keep evolving, keep our saying yes to life. And even if we have to say no after, we practice saying yes. And that is a sign. Yeah is the sign of this, is a sound for the space, and it brings that energy into you. You munch on that and you're divine. Reflections is saying, my children, grandchildren just stopped by and we watched the Ganesha celebration from last night together. It was uplifting. My granddaughter said she misses going to the temple and asked Lord Ganesha. Oh, how sweet. Beautiful. Karen is saying here, my aunt stopped by my house one day during the 8 days of the Living Ganesha course. We barely speak. That was a miracle. She stopped by. That's what we want. We want to experience the transformation of all of our karma so we don't have to work at it too hard anymore. So once we know the secrets of these divine beings, they wake up that consciousness and then we're just doing the right thing at the right time. And it is all a beautiful experience. And then here's the thing too, is that people say, well, I've been chanting and nothing is happening. And I'll say to them, yeah, but wasn't this going on with your life? Oh yeah. Well, weren't you like out of a job and nobody around and, you know, you just had a divorce and now you're married to this super person and we start to go through everything. And weren't you sick? Didn't you have some disease or a cancer scare and now you're out of it? What do you mean nothing happened? Oh, so journal. Just journal doesn't mean, oh my God, I have a little diary and has a little lock on it. You just can write a few things to trigger your memory once you're moving forward into your next thing that you're doing to evolve and grow. You'll say, whoa, who was I 21 days ago? My God, 21 days of chanting to Lord Ganesha and all the way through it and all the miracles that happened. Who would I have been had I not done that? You don't want to even think about it, but who are you and what did you gain from it? What was your experience of life? Because it's all about us. It's all about our perception of life. So we don't want to blink and miss it. We want to be full on in attention, paying attention to it. And hopefully the meditation today will help you to just with one sound, Om, put it in your third eye. Imagine Dr. Pillai in your third eye. Imagine Ganesha in your third eye. Won't even matter what your thoughts are. You will have control over them. They will just push, that Om will push them away and you will just experience that purity, that divinity, or even where did you go? Who is making the sound to come? Or was I even chanting Om? I don't know. Marius is saying, how many days of these practices from now on? Well, we've been doing it for 8 years, Marius. So every day or every week. Sue. And you're so welcome to come. So I always am so grateful to everybody because otherwise I wouldn't be doing this if nobody wanted it to be happening. And then Radha and Yajna are my fabulous angels, one on either side of me. So Radha is the one who's posting and helping on the chat here. And then she writes up the newsletter. She sets up these programs. She does everything without I don't even have to talk to her. She just does it. And I asked, and Yajna also does the write-up, and they collaborate and get it all done. And every week it goes out and everything happens. And I'm just like, I'm so blessed because way back I said, hi, you guys, would you like to help me out for 12 months? I didn't even say 1 year because that was like, too big. 12 months. Then 12 months went by. Do you think you could just do you want to just do it for a few more months? And now it's 8 years later. And I'm like, do you guys, I don't even think we asked each other in the past years. We're just keep going. And that's the beauty of being on this path as well, is we will find a way to be of service and support for the upliftment of all. And in that, it's just makes us to feel like, wow, we didn't even really know we were going to sign up for this. And it's carrying on. And we're meeting all these fabulous people here online. And then we meet them in person. So I love meeting Yajna and also Radha in person. And we don't really even say too much. We just are, wow, this is amazing. And aren't we having a great time? And then we just go off from India or at a Gurpurnama event or whatever it is. And then we just carry on. So for anyone who is inspired by the path that they're on, they tend to just like want to participate in some way to help others to come out of their harms and hurdles, because it's a never-ending story. It's not like we are all, hey, it's all, life is all beautiful, whoa, lots of karma comes, and then we just go, no, we can do this. So having this community, I thank everyone here. I thank Dr. Pillai for bringing all of us soul sisters and brothers together. So Ivan is saying here, my life has changed so much in such a short period of time. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to have it so that it's just like a one-off and we're, oh, yay. And then down the road, it's like, whoa, why don't I feel that energy or that support or that motivation? It just keeps going on and on. Yes, we go through the challenges, but we also come through the other side with the blessings of these beings. And we are living examples of how it happens. And there have been times where we're just like, you know, crying our eyes out, rolling on the floor and all the rest with the pain and suffering that we go through, but it's very short-lived. So, you know, compare relative to what it was before meeting Dr. Pillai and being on this path with everyone. So everything, as more and more people join, the consciousness becomes so potent. It's like it's breathing in and out. Even though we're here virtually, it's doing something every day to us. So Eva's saying, thank you for all your efforts. These times really do help me feel empowered in my spiritual practice. Awesome. Tarpanam. Ivan, thank you so much for bringing up about the Tarpanam. Tarpanam is this special offering. It is, this is a container of what we give to our ancestors, to honor our ancestors. And I'm happy to share with everyone here that I will be doing another, I think it's 15 days of chanting consecutively. So daily chanting to honor the ancestors, preparing ourselves to get the most blessings from our ancestors during the great fortnight of the ancestors. So fortnight is 15 days, 15 moons that are going to be happening. And I think it's starting September 1st to the 15th. So we'll let you know about that. So this is black sesame seeds, white rice, grains, and white rice powder, not cooked. And then there are little pieces of darba grass. I don't think you can see it in here. I don't want to dig around with it. But we'll be going through all that in a coin. So I'll leave you hanging with that. And but if those people who do know about Tarpanam, keep doing it. And then you can participate in year-long services as well. We're going to talk about all that because that's going to be the most appropriate, timely topic of discussion, and then how you can participate and get the blessings of the ancestors. Why? Because it doesn't matter how much chanting, how much praying, how long we've been on a spiritual path, short or many years, decades, all that spiritual energy, all the efforts will sit in a bank account like we've invested it, but we won't get the return on our investment until we get the blessings of the ancestors. So this is a big one for people, especially for myself as well. Over the years, I was just like, why I'm doing all these good things and why aren't I reading it? Yes, I have my meltdowns. I'm allowed. Not so much anymore. But it was like, and then Dr. Pillai said, okay, start doing this tarp. I'm like, what is that? And I'll share more about it as we go along. But honoring the ancestors is a must. As Dr. Pillai shares, if you don't do anything else, no other mantra, meditation, spiritual practices, remedies, if you don't do anything else but honor your ancestors, give them Tarpanam every day, participate in the year-long service, get the blessings, get those curses removed, get all that dysfunctional stuff out of their addictions that run through the lineage or disease or problems. That's the ancestors. They're restless. So they can't evolve to higher realms. So we need to, they're looking to us because, hey, here we are. We're finding out about it. And it's across the cultures, cross traditions. They just call it different stuff, like All Souls Days or something like that, where they will pray and honor the ancestors. So it's part of every tradition, part of every culture. It's not just at the funeral rites. It's always. And so during these very powerful times of the year, including Mahalaya, is a time where you can get, the ancestors can be relieved of the sins that they have committed, and then we share their genes, so we're feeling it. We're thinking their thoughts. We look like them. So what's up with that? So it's for real. Even though they're out of the body, they're in our body by the genes and the expression of it and the problems that we inherited. How do we inherit those problems? We didn't sign up for it. Yes, we did. But the good thing is we're here with Dr. Pillai, and he's saying, okay, just do this. So we'll talk about that, and you will be able to experience a shift during this Mahalaya fortnight. And then you go, whoa, I am going to do that forever. I'm going to offer ancestral tarpanam every day to the ancestors. So Marius is saying, I'm exhausted. See you later. 4:44 a.m. Awesome. All right, Sue. Sue is saying, I really need tarpanam. Great. Do it. And then explore it too. Go on to Astro Apply Center year-long program, because all of the power times for the ancestors are included in that package. So it's like you don't have to do anything. And you can do your tarpanam every day for your own self. Yes, that's okay, Jacqueline. But we'll talk about it all. So somebody's saying they're exhausted, and I'm looking at the time, and oh my goodness, time flies when we're having fun. So maybe we'll wrap it up, everyone. And if there are any questions, you can send it into powertimepractice@plycenter.com. Or if you can't remember all that, it's office@plycenter.com or programs@plycenter.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Radha, for posting support on the chat, and Yagna for doing the write-up, as you always are. And then for everybody who jumped over from 21 days of chanting to Lord Ganesha, keep getting his blessings. And we'll see you next Power Time practice, or even before then in courses that are going on this weekend. So see you next time. God bless.